Same old shit, just a different day. I'm clocking in and clocking out to keep the bills paid. At this 9 to 5, temporarily. If you not trying to live your dream, we are not the same. Same old shit, just a different.
Greetings, Redheads. Thank you again for joining me in another edition of today's episode of ResView. I have DJ PM with me again.
Back again.
He's back again, and we're going to get into something real deep today, okay? So this is what we're doing. You ready, dog?
I'm listening.
All right. So, has streaming, as we know it, has streaming hurt hip-hop? Now, this is a good topic. We're going to just go right in and go right to the questions that we have. So, first question up is that, what are the positives of streaming for a music lover? I'll start with you.
Okay, well, I mean, I think that's obvious. You can listen to anybody's song, anybody's album, anybody's anything at any time without having to buy it. Like,
right.
You know, you just pay for the subscription to Tidal or Apple Music or Spotify, Pandora, whatever you choose, and you can listen to pretty much anything
at any time.
At any time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's a music lover's dream. It's an infinite catalog of music.
Right, and I feel the same way, like, as an artist myself, like, I have to get inspiration from other artists, too, and just to have everything on my library and have everything, like you said, through streaming platforms. Right. At first, I wasn't on the streaming platform thing, but then it just eventually started growing on me. So those are the positives that I feel. Next, we're going to talk about what are the negatives. What do you feel like is a negative when it comes to streaming music?
I think the biggest negative when it comes to streaming music is the same thing that's a positive. Like, you just got so much music coming at you at one time, because it's like this artist drops an album, and then now I think music is being consumed too fast. Like, you don't have a time to really just sit and let an album grow on you, because, you know, back in the day, even if it was by force, because you couldn't afford to buy another album, you had to sit with one album for a while and listen to it and let it grow on you. But now it's like, well, that was cool, but such and such dropped tomorrow, so I'm going to just listen to that. And then while you listen to that, such and such dropped after that, so I'm going to listen to that. You know, and that might be a question of quality of music as well, but you know, that's another subject. But I think that would be my biggest negative for it.
My biggest negative to me is, you know how you said, like, how we used to listen to music, going to the store and actually buying a CD, it isn't there anymore. So now with streaming and, you know, going to actually buy it on iTunes and stuff, it's digital. So you don't get the full package. You know what I'm saying? Now, you could go and Wikipedia the producers, you know what I'm saying?
Which I still do, but I'm a music nerd.
Right.
So.
Yeah, me too. You know what I'm saying? But, and you can also, if you do buy the digital copy, you can get it, but it ain't the same.
It's not.
You know what I'm saying? So that's a big negative for me, that it just don't feel the same.
Right.
I do love having all that music, but you don't get the same feel.
Yeah, I think that's why artists like Kanye West and J. Cole are actually doing, like, outros on their albums now, so that they can still get to thank the people that they want to thank, and people still know about them.
Who to get it,
Right.
So that's definitely a definite point on that. So let's go into as far as being an artist. Now, you're a DJ, and you manage artists, right?
I do, and I write. So
and you write, you know what I'm saying? And then I'm an artist, hip-hop artist, if you didn't know. Go get Once on iTunes, Apple Music, you know what I'm saying? Shameless plug. But anyway, so we're going to start about what are the positives for streaming for an artist. So let me start. I feel like a positive is same way a positive could be for a music lover. It's easy to pay a fee to put your music on all digital platforms versus pressing up a whole bunch of copies, hard copies. That costs a lot of money.
You know what I'm saying? I've done it before for mixtapes.
Right. So you know what I'm saying? Versus just paying a fee and you just everybody can get it. Or you can upload it on SoundCloud and it's so accessible. You know, on my flyers now, I put the little, what you call the Q scan thing. And I just, hey, you can even get it from your phone. It's instant. You know what I'm saying? So that's a positive for me. It's way easier to get my music out there. What about you?
So positive for artists for me is the same thing you just said. Like, it's easy to get it to not just, like, you know, somebody down the street, but to the world now. Like, nowadays you got kids that's, like, blowing up off of, like, YouTube and Tidal and things like that, who never even leave their house. You know, they record in their house, they buy the ads in their house, and then they get hot in their house. You know what I'm saying? The one, I'll talk about that when we go to negatives. But so I think that's the positive, that it makes it more easily and quickly accessible to the world.
Well, since you're already on negatives, let's go on ahead. Go into that.
I think the most negative thing about that is it's not necessarily a streaming negative, but it's an artist development negative. So what's happening now is these artists are blowing up so fast because of streaming. Yeah. But they're not personable. They have no swag, and their shows are garbage. And it's because they didn't go through the Chitlin circuit to becoming an artist.
Just kind of like how instant comedy is.
Yeah. Same thing. It's the exact same thing. And so that's really hurting the artist. So what's happening is you hear a song and you're like, man, it's jamming. Yeah. And then you go see this artist live and he's rapping over his what's the name track?
The tracks,
he's rapping over his what's the name track, or you know what I'm saying, rapping over his vocals. Rapping over his vocals or that type of thing. And it's just a poor performance. Yeah. And it's because they didn't go through the open mics. They didn't go through the, you know what I mean, free shows that, you know, artists like yourself and artists who's not just started rapping last week.
You don't put in the work.
Right. You don't put in the work. So, you know what I mean? That's my negative. What's your negative?
My negative, as far as like for it to be an artist, is just so clobbered. Right. Like it's a whole bunch of people. So if I say, hey, go check out my stuff on SoundCloud or whatever, it's like it's so much and it's so complex. It's so oversaturated.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? And like you said, I feel like, you know, projects can be rushed. Right. And, you know, your stuff may not, you don't even get the good quality. Stuff don't even have to be mixed and mastered for you to just upload it and put it on YouTube or put it on Apple Music and stuff like that. Right. And also the number one, for artists on the negative end, we don't get paid that much for streaming. Now, if you buy my copy of my album on iTunes or Amazon Music, buy the whole album for a download, that's good money to me. That's just like me giving you a CD.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? But streaming, you know, Pharrell had put out Happy and how big of a hit that was.
I heard. Yeah, that was
and his check was like, what the hell? And even Uzi, his streams are ridiculous, but as far as how much money he gets from
off the streams,
you don't get it. So it's no way that you're going to be what we call rich. Now, you have a lot of money, but what we call rich, like millions of dollars for artists just strictly off music alone, that's a no-go for today's music. Okay. You know what I'm saying? So that's my biggest thing. I'll be looking at them checks like, dang. Even if I had a bunch of strings, I feel like, man, it wouldn't be enough to, you know, do X, Y, and Z. So do your research, artists. If you don't know about that, just check it with your digital platforms and stuff like that. Gotcha. So let's get right into it. Okay. We had this conversation. How has the RIAA, that's the Recording Industry Association of America, how has the RIAA changed gold and platinum certifications?
Well, I know they changed it, but I don't know the exact. So can you pull up the exact?
Yeah.
Let me know, like, you know what I'm saying, before we go any further?
Yeah, so gold and platinum is still 500,000 and 1 million. Right. Multi-platinum, of course, is 2 million to whatever.
So far.
Yeah, so you still got those. Diamond is still 10 million. But as far as what counts for, you know, to be placed in that.
Okay, educate me and the people.
For streaming. Okay, so, and I'm reading this, y'all. In the new structure, 150 streams of a song equals 1 paid download. Okay. And 10 paid downloads equates to an album download. So an artist's music will have to be streamed or approved, included 1,500 times for an album sale to be counted. Gotcha. You know what I'm saying?
So short version, 1,500 streams counts as one album sale.
As one album sale, yeah. Gotcha. I'm thinking that's right. Those numbers, you see how many numbers I threw out there? Yeah. So it's just so confusing. But I feel like the negative about that is, I remember when it first happened. I think it was like in 2015, maybe. Kendrick Lamar, that made a bunch of people end up going platinum when they were gold. Right. You know what I'm saying? And Kendrick and Top Dog from TD was like, man, we ain't accepting this. We don't like this. We think the standard should be, you went and bought my album, and it got to be gold. Right. And just like me, platinum isn't platinum anymore. Okay. You know, that's how you feel. That's how I feel as an artist. Like, it just don't make me feel like, you know, I put in the work for, you know, because like streaming, anybody can pick up streaming. Right. Like anybody can pick up your album and listen to a sample of it. Right. And as long as 1,500 people do that, then you get the album sale.
Yeah, and I think that's my biggest problem with the streams is that streams don't show true appreciation for the album, if you would. Because like you said, if let's say I drop an album, right, and and you and 10 of your friends, right? Now, 9 of your friends don't even like my music, but you like it. I like it. And you're talking about it so much that those other 9 people are saying, man, let me check this out. Right. Even if they skip past every song, the fact that they streamed it and went through and you plus those 9, that equals one album sale.
Exactly, for you. And it feel like
even if they hate it.
Right. Versus, man, this song is hot. Let me go buy this album. Right. Now, maybe you only like one song from it, but you were attracted to go get it. Right. You know what I'm saying? So it just don't feel like it's work.
Yeah.
And then also, and I, no shade to Migos, but they just hit 1 billion streams.
Yeah.
And they had a critically panned album. So thing is, I feel like when stuff is buzzworthy, everybody's gonna go really listen to it. At least
listen to it, right? And the problem with that is, with everybody at least listening to it, that's counting as a sale.
And it's like, bro, come on.
Yeah, because I mean, they just broke
the
Beatles record.
Yeah.
For
well, they didn't break it. They matched them.
No, I think they broke it.
They broke it now.
Yeah, if I'm not, they either broke it or matched it, whatever. Yeah. Anyway, which I still don't think is fair because, again, it's the whole streaming versus when the Beatles was out. Like, people really had to go get that album.
Yeah,
or people really had to go request that song.
Yes.
Versus now it's just like all digital, all streaming. So, like, even if somebody listening to it and hated it, it still counts.
It still counts, right? You know what I'm saying? Versus like when you had to call and request, like you said, on the radio and stuff like that. Like you had to hear it, and people, I feel like, put in more work. Versus, hey, I got the hottest album out right now, trending wise. Right. That's what you're gonna see on your page when you go,
and that's gonna make you go check it out.
Yeah, and you may click on it and just be, I don't like this shit.
Right. So, and that's no shade to the Migos because I fuck with y'all music, but
you know what I'm saying. Shout out to y'all. Keep doing y'all thing. But it leads me to my last question.
Okay.
Are streams as important as record sales? I think we already answered that, but we could just give our final thoughts on
that. So for me, to the artist, streams can be more important than record sales. And the reason why is as far as a monetary thing. Okay. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I think the one other negative about streams is it doesn't give you a true sense of who likes your music and who doesn't. So it could give you a false sense of reality. So, and what I mean by that is, like, you could think you could sell out a show of X amount of people because X amount of people streamed your album. And
so you're saying, like, if I got 1 billion streams, that means that 1 billion people like my music.
That's how it could look.
It could,
but I mean, really and truly, only 10% of those people could like your music,
right?
Which is still a hell of a lot of people, but you know what I mean? That's just my final thought on it. Yeah, so I think streaming is an excellent way for monetary gain. And again, it's not about the amount, but more so about how quick you can make it. Because streaming, you can make that money fast. Like, you can put out a project today, and it can have 1 million streams tomorrow. That's not even a far-fetched thing anymore.
Right, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Instant, and my thoughts on it is, like, I feel like a lot of artists who aren't really great, I'm not going to name names, but a lot of them who are not really great, they have these albums that are out, and just because it's an attraction to them as far as compressions on social media and all that stuff, they get tossed and it makes it look like they're bigger than what they are.
Right.
And then when they on the road, they can't do a tour by themselves. They have to open up for people.
Right.
Or, singles mess around and sell 6 million.
Right.
And I'm like, that's not real to me. Right. It just doesn't feel real. And
because it's like they're getting all these streams because the song is hot, but people don't really like them as an artist or a group.
Right.
You just got a really hot song right now.
Yeah.
But next week nobody's
going. And then especially how you said next week. It used to be the next year. Now it's next week.
Right.
People will be like, okay, well, whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that's how it is. That wraps up this edition of Red's View. If you have a comment, you don't agree with what me and him talking about, comment, like, share, subscribe to youtube.com/WeAuthenticMusic, and make sure that you support us. Check us out. What's your social media again?
It's at TheeDJPM on everything except Facebook. Facebook is Peter_McElliott. That's PeterMcElliot.
Hey, and you already know where to find me, at JAYR3D. Thank y'all again. Signing out.
Same old shit, just a different day. I'm clocking in and clocking out to keep the bills paid. At this 9 to 5 temporarily. If you not trying to live your dream, we are not the same. Same old shit, just a different day. I'm clocking in and clocking out to keep the bills paid. At this 9 to 5 temporarily. If you not trying to live your dream, we are not the same. Oh no, we are not the same. We don't have the same thought patterns. I'm trying to fly up to the sky while you climb the ladder. I'm on a different path while you staying in your lane. Instead of buying a ticket, I'd rather be on stage. You rather follow procedures while I would take a chance. I'd rather find out for myself than wondering what if. You rather have a salary before a